In the late 90s, Apple was almost bankrupt. Steve Jobs returned in 97. The iMac helped, but it wasn't enough, like this one. In 2001, Apple introduced a small device that will completely change its fate, the iPod. The first iPod launched in 23 October 2001, and it had 5 gigs of storage, a mini hard drive from Toshiba, a mechanical click wheel, and a tight integration with iTunes, and the promise of 1000 songs in your pocket. And you can definitely see the marketing that Apple was starting to use. The iPod became a huge hit and changed how people saw Apple. It introduced millions to Apple ecosystem, leading to the iPhone. Between 2001 and 2014, Apple sold over 400 million iPods. It was the beginning of Apple's consumer tech revolution. And you may be asking what it meant for the music industry. It shifted the music experience from CD and radio to personalized digital libraries, and this thing right here helped kill the CD era. The iTunes created a legal and easy way to buy digital music. Sadly, Apple discontinued the iPods in 10 May 2022. The last one, it was not like this one, like a classic one. It was an iPod Touch, a 7th generation, a generation that was launched in 2019, and it was essentially an iPhone without cellular, touchscreen, apps, Wi-Fi, but that's it. The iPod basically now it's gone, but the legacy lives in how we experience music today. So basically what I have here, it's an iPod Classic 5th generation, from 2005. It has a 30 gigs hard drive. I bought it from a second-hand market, of course, because you can't buy these things right here because this thing is 20 years old, and sadly I couldn't really verify before buying it because it's a bit rare to find these things right here in Romania, but I could at least buy it and have it transported to me. I knew that I had to change some stuff from it, and I knew that this will be a project, but I didn't know that I will have to change so many things. For example, what I modified on this model is the front plate, as you can see, because the old plate was a bit scuffed. This thing right here is 20 years old, so I think it's normal to be like this, but damn, you couldn't really see that much on a screen. Something like this. So I changed the plate, the button. I didn't change the click wheel because the font from the right one is a bit off rather than the left one, and it doesn't really bother me to have these scratches. I just wanted the colors anyway, so yeah. The front, I changed the jack because when I was introducing my audio headphones, I could hear only on the left side and on the right side only in some positions, and it was not my headphones fault because I tested with multiple devices. I think it was because some copper line maybe was a bit bent, or maybe it was oxidated because again 20 years old, I don't know. And I couldn't really move the hold button. I had to press really far down on the inside and then maybe it will move on the left. But yeah, I knew I had to change it. And I also changed the battery because it's old. Even if it doesn't have like bumps, and it looks workable, battery lasts I think for 2 or 3 years, and after that it starts degrading. So I really had to change it because I want this project to hold on. This will be my car music player, so it has to work. This is the old audio jack circuit that was in the iPod. From now on, I will play a YouTube short video on my iMac and will start talking on what I did on the iPod to make it work, because it's my first time changing the iPod and I really had some difficulties on it. Alright, so because I'm a great editor, I will add a video on the background so you can see what I'm talking about. So the first thing was to buy some tools. I got this from AliExpress, and this thing right here came with the iPod itself. The thing is that I didn't really use this thing because it doesn't have this protection thing, and I also used my gloves. Even if it doesn't really protect me, at least I have some kind of layer between my skin and this cutter, which is really sharp. You can easily cut yourself. If you have a thing like this, you can add some rubber band or something to protect yourself and also to have something to grab on. So the first thing first, I heard that it's really a good decision to open the iPods from the right side, and you can insert this stuff right here. And luckily this thing is not protected by glue because it's not water resistant, but it's only by some clips. With tools like this, um, I think you can open the iPod with a tool like this. You put it right here and then you press, but I wanted to do it professionally, and that's why I bought this stuff. So I open up the iPod. The first thing that you are seeing is the hard drive and the battery. Always the first thing that you need to do when you open an electronic thing like an iPhone, a phone, or an iPod, or anything that has a battery, is to unplug the battery. But don't do it with a metal tool, do it always with a plastic thing, because if you're doing it with a metal tool, you risk it to short circuit it. I had to remove the battery, and luckily it wasn't that sticky, so it wasn't a hard process. And after that I had to remove the circuit, which was a really easy process, to be honest, because this thing is held by some Phillips screws, so it's not hard to unscrew it and then take it and then place another one, clip it because it had some clips, and then screw it back. It was a really easy process, to be honest. After changing the audio jack and the hold button, I had to remove the front plate, and luckily it had also 6 Phillips screws, which are easy to unscrew them. And after that you remove the plate and you are seeing the circuits with the home button, with the click wheel and the home button. You take the new plate, you take the protections off, and then you add the plate, screw it back, and that's it. But I had a problem here. The thing is that you can't really find layers like this that are officially made. I think you never could do that. So you buy these things from China, from AliExpress in my case, and the thing is that it was a bit off. This thing right here was a bit shorter than this plate regarding the clips, and I couldn't really screw the plate on the iPod. So right now it's unscrewed, but it's holding up pretty well, and I don't really think it's a problem. But it has 6 screws minus from my work. There are people that are flashing these things with SD cards and iFlash quad drive, but this is a bit of an expensive project, and I was wondering to see if I will kill this thing, because I never did that, but luckily it still works. I got this cable from AliExpress. It's a 32 or 30 pins cable that is a cable that is working with an iPhone 2G, 3G, 3GS, 4 and 4S, and it works also on this iPod, of course. Even if from this side it looks outdated, from the other side it looks really modern. So I can say that this is a modern cable, but